Hey, how's it going everyone? Adam here bringing you some more SuperCard action. So today we've got Team Road to Glory's over, we've got the Fusion event continuing and some new stuff in the store that I want to kind of go into a little bit. So let's get to it. Right, Team Road to Glory's over. We've also got a Elimination Chamber over, waiting for it to tick over. No doubt it'll either be War or Female Elimination Chamber. We haven't heard anything about when Royal Rumble will be making a reappearance in like the rotation. One thing we have had revealed, which isn't on the homepage yet, is the Ring Domination event card, and it is going to be our US champion Apollo Crews. So he is a left arrow, so he pairs with Rey Mysterio, which is great. Definitely going to be going for that. Going to try and go for the whole full heroic. We are going to have our double picks as well. So if that does affect the Ring Domination, which I think it will, because they did say all modes will be affected by the double picks, then essentially what it'll create is a 3-day flash event, which will be really cool. It'll be so much easier to get through the Ring Domination. Just want to jump into the store there quick. Right. Normally I love these packs, these 1 of 10 packs. This one, I'm actually against. So I've kind of been thinking about this, and I think a lot of people get disillusioned with credits in terms of their number. So with this 1 of 10 pack, you go through it, and like most of the time the best card you can get is a WrestleMania 36. You don't get any matchup cards from it, you don't get anything really special. The free packs are just superstar pulls. When you get to the 10 of 10 pack, it is a guaranteed champion card. So it can be Asuka, Bayley, Braun, Drew, or Adam Cole and Io Shirai. That means that you've got a chance of getting a WrestleMania 36 card instead of an elemental card as well. So it is a guaranteed champion card, but you have that caveat of it's a potential chance at a WrestleMania 36 champion card rather than an elemental card, which I think it should have been guaranteed elemental with a chance at a WrestleMania 36 card as well. The entire, like for all 10 packs, it costs, I think it was 9,800 credits. Now, what I'm going to do from now on, I'm not like, for this event, I want to try and do it as a free player and see how it goes. Because I've been saying like SuperCard have been making moves to make free play more accessible and better, and the game generally better for free players. So let's see if it's actually true. What I'm going to do from now on as well is I'm going to give, instead of saying how much things are in credits for like big packs like these, we're just going to give the price. Because if we look, so 9,800, so you'd need a 7,000 pack, which is basically £49. Then you've got 2,600 pack, which is £19.50, and then a 200 credit pack, which is £2. So essentially you're spending £70 on what could potentially be a WrestleMania 36 card. And I think that's how I'm going to frame prices on packs from now on for like the bigger packs. Realistically, this pack should have been like all the other 1 of 10, like stage of 10 packs in the previous tier. They all came to about 6,000 credits. So why the sudden jump to nearly 10,000 credits? I don't know. And if this is a continuing thing, then I can honestly say I probably won't ever get one of these again. Because I think it's just ridiculously overpriced for what you're getting essentially. Gradually over time, these like stage of 10 packs have become worse and worse, with a lot of them being chances at the main prize rather than guarantees. Like the NWO ones were guarantees, then the spring ones became chances, and I think the Triple H one was a chance, wasn't it? Or was that guaranteed? I can't remember. The Fusion one was definitely a chance. So over time they have just gradually became worse. So if you want to spend £70, $70, whatever it is, on them cards, that's fine. You do you. But I'd say they're not worth it. What, you're looking at 140 for a pro, and even then that pro isn't that great. You need it to be like F1, F2, potentially F3 to be competitive. So what you're looking at, you're going to spend $350, £350 to get a competitive card, when you could spend what is essentially round about $20 to $30, £20 to £30, and get a full heroic event card. You could spend less, depends on how the event's going and what event types they are, but in general, that's around an average of what people spend on events to get the full heroic. So in comparison, to just complete, like, you're spending 10 times as much for a card that's not as powerful. It just doesn't make sense. And I think this is something that SuperCard need to address, and they need to really look at adjusting their pricing instead of playing on people's fear of missing out and wanting these like promo cards. They need to look at making the pricing a lot more fairer. But you know, soapbox away. Basically, I'm playing the event as free. We're going to see how we get on. If we don't get, like, I really want these championship cards. If we don't get any, I'll be a little bit disappointed. And then that's it. Next week, I won't care. Because there'll be something new and shiny to chase. So it won't even matter in the long run. But anyway, we've got the Backlash cards back. 4 participants, Elemental down to Shattered. Backlash winners, so it's 2 winners of Backlash, Elemental to Shattered. And then we have the matchup card, so it's 2 of the matchups, things for the Fusion, as usual. So these packs will probably be around enough every day, I imagine. Same with the treasure, same with like any Fusion event that they've done, they've generally had these types of packs. Right, one thing, so how many? Let's see how many we've got. Right, so I've got 2. I haven't really played today, but I got 2 in quite quick succession. It was across, say, about 150 picks. I got 2 of them, so we were averaging about 1 in 75. Some people have been saying to me like, oh, I've spent 3,000 contracts and haven't got a single one. So what I'm going to do is, we need another 6. I'm going to start spending contracts and see how many contracts it takes to get them 6. Try and establish a better like drop rate for them. So let's have a look. I've got 20,000 contracts, so I'm willing to spend all of them if it means I get a good few fusions out of it. But let's get started. Right, so we've just hit our first matchup card, and let me just double check. First matchup card, and we're hitting like nearly 1,000 contracts spent. So it was about 900 contracts, because I was at about 20,300. Divided by 15. So about 240 polls. Or picks, sorry, 240 picks so far just to get one. Need 5 more. Let's do it. Right, so we've got matchup number 2. We're at about 1,300 contracts spent. So this one came up much quicker than the first one did. So we need another, 4 more? Right, like literally right away, we got another 2. So our resets are coming more rapid. We're getting higher tier cards as we go along from our resets. So it might actually be related to like how close you are to your actual tier pull reset, or this might just be like utter blind luck. But we got 2 within the same 4 pick, and we got our second one like literally a minute ago. Ooh, what have we got? Braun Strowman, nice. Wonder if that'll affect. So we were really close to our tier pull, so I wonder if it's going to just completely decimate the drop rates now. Let's see what happens. So that's matchup number 5, and we're just approaching 3,000 credits spent. Let's see exactly how much. Yeah, just under, so about 2,700 contracts spent so far. We need 1 more. So let's do it. Come on. That only took us a couple of minutes to get our 6th one. So we'll have a look how many contracts we've actually spent. By the looks of it, it is kind of like the closer I seem to get to a pull, like a tier pull, the more I seem to find of these. So it could be related. So if you've just had a reset, there seems to be a long grind until you find one. And then the closer you get to your next reset, the more rapid succession you seem to find them in. I have a feeling that it could also be related to your actual tier as well, as a lot of people who are saying that they've had like no luck and they're going through hundreds upon hundreds of sometimes thousands of picks to find a set that they seem to be not elemental. So it might be real. So it seems to be related to them a little bit, but we'll see how many contracts we've spent. Right, so we ended up spending 2,820 contracts. So that averaged about, so 2,820 contracts got me 752 picks. So it was about 125 picks per matchup pull. So 1 in 125, though, because I'd only just had me reset before I started this, when we got the Nia Jax yesterday, I was that far away from a reset that it took a lot of picks to start, for them to start actually dropping. So it is it sort of balances out, but that doesn't explain like where people are reporting like, oh, I spent 3,000 contracts and didn't see a single one, unless they are lower tier. Because just from like things like talking to people in the team and stuff like that, anyone who's not elemental seems to be having a much lower drop rate. Like some seeing like as much as like 1 in 300, 1 in 400. Wait, yeah, Raw. So we're going to go for the Asuka, the Drew, the Io Shirai and Adam Cole are purely for images. I'm not going to, like, even if I get an F3 of them, realistically I won't be using their cards. So I want realistically I want the Pro Elementals, potentially F1, F2, just to make them worth it. But we'll see. We'll see how we get on. 6 days, 17 hours. So if we keep up the grind and keep farming the tokens, then we should be able to get a good few fusions in. Yep, that's it for today. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe. As always, stay safe, and I'll see you tomorrow.